Okay. All right. So decided to switch things up today. Had a little bit of a difference in music for today's episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the new music. um, anyways, we are gonna switch screens here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Hello. Hello. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. Um, Unfortunately, today's episode is going to be a weird one, so I do apologize for that. Um, it's been it's been probably like one of the hardest weeks of my life at work for like my regular day job. It was crunch time this week. We were so busy as it is a deadline week for us, so we had to kind of do as much as we can, which meant a lot of overtime, which is great because it means more money for dolls and whatnot. But also meant that I was been working like way too much, and I'm super tired. PMB Sakura, welcome to the stream. PMB Sakura, welcome. But yeah, I've been so tired that I had a totally different topic for tonight's episode, and I just didn't have any time to prepare for it. It was it was just something that I needed to do some more research before I started talking about it live on stream, and I just didn't have the chance to do any of that because I have been so busy from work. So instead, what I'm doing for you guys today is that we are going to have a live stream episode to recap Anime Next that happened just the past weekend. Yeah, and the con to come, which is Otakon, which is coming up very very soon. So I don't know about y'all, but I had a really good time at Anime Next, and hopefully some of you joined in for it because this last convention of Anime Next, I actually live streamed 2 days worth. Or two days rather, instead, not 2 days worth because that makes it sound like it's a lot, but I streamed 2 days, live streamed at the convention. I feel like, why is my microphone like going crazy? I'm a little too loud. Am I too loud, guys? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. But I live streamed at Anime Next, and that was interesting because the first day, we'll go into the actual live streaming, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it was three separate live streams on two different days, and it was a lot of fun. One of them was very very impromptu, which is going to be the first one I want to talk about. But Anime Next itself, I've been going to this con for several years now, and I want to say that every year it gets better and better because it was at a very small location when I first started going, and then it went to this very large location, which was Atlantic City, and then it went back to a somewhat small convention center again. But they've had issues this year, and I've talked about it before on prior episodes, about how the convention was in 2 different places. It was like literally in 2 different places. So the way that they set it up was you had the convention hall, which had most of the things that people associate with conventions, right? So you had like the dealer's room, the artist alley, the main stage where concerts happen and guest appearance happens and things like that. Video, things of that nature is all there. And then they had another building in a hotel that was about 10 miles away. Like 10 miles away. Like you can't walk there. You have to drive there. So it also doesn't help that this other venue that's 10 miles away has no parking anywhere nearby. There's just like no free parking. Let me rephrase. It's in the middle of an inner city, so there's no free parking really. And if you do find free parking, you're very lucky, and it's scattered throughout the city. And then everywhere else that you can park are garages. So I parked at the garage. Now I stayed there only for 8 hours, and it cost me about $21. So that was kind of expensive. That was not cool. And they should give you guys an idea, right? Oh, I still have the Zoom info up from last time. That's not good. Because that even if I leave it up there, that information doesn't work anymore. You guys can't get in anyways. So look at this. This is what it looked like for people that went to this con. The New Jersey Exposition Center was here. And then over here at this red dot is where the Hyatt Regency Hotel was. And this red dot is where all the panels were. That's where I was. I was doing panels for what's it called? Intro to Anime Dolls and Sumo panel there. But it's 9.3 miles away. It's a 21-minute drive, roughly. This is Google estimating about how long it takes. That doesn't take into account like traffic or anything like that. So when you get there, when you finally decide to get there, there's no parking over here unless you pay for garage parking. Now, they did offer a bus, right? They did offer a busing system that takes you from the New Jersey Expo Center to the hotel and then back from the hotel to the New Jersey Expo Center. Here's the kicker. The buses leave every hour. That's what I was told. I never took the bus, but I asked the con staff like what it was, and they said every hour was the buses. So, for example, 10 a.m. a bus would be there at the bus stop, 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., etc., etc. They would be there. And so they'd get there at the hour, leave at the hour. And they would take you across the way to the other place, which didn't make sense, really, because if it's 21 minutes, I guess, I don't know, maybe they could have said 30 minutes, but I guess they were taking into account for the fact of traffic or whatever. So that's fine. But they have like a couple thousand attendees, right? Like, I don't know the exact number because I don't think they released the number yet of how many attendees they had. But they had shuttle buses. That was this. That was the bus that was taking people. Like, this is not the exact bus, but I found a picture of what the bus looked like online. And it looked like this. Mika7, welcome. Welcome to the stream, Mika7. PMB Sakura says, did they have shuttle bus between the locations? Yes. So, yes, they did have shuttle buses. This was one of them. Now, I Googled it to try and figure out how many people this bus holds. So, the bus holds 30 people, roughly. Like, it doesn't look like it does, but apparently it seats 30 people. And the rule of the bus was, according to convention staff, is that everybody had to be seated, which means you can't have people standing in the aisleways, which, if you're familiar with city busing, people always stand, okay? But the rule was, I guess because they don't have insurance or something, I don't know, but everybody had to be seated. No one could be standing. So you're thinking an attendance of, let's say, 1,000 people. Let's take the bare minimum. Let's say that 1,000 people went to this con. And every hour there was a shuttle bus the size of this taking 30 people. That means only 30 people can go back and forth between locations every hour out of like 1,000 people. That's not a lot. That sounds really crappy. Now, they did have 3 of these buses that they what's it called? That they rented, I guess, or whatever, or they hired services for. Apparently on the very first day, one of the buses broke down. So there was actually only 2 buses going. So if you think about it, 2 buses. One bus is at 10 a.m. is at the convention center, and at 10 a.m. the other bus is at the hotel. So they pick up 30 people each, and then they cross each other going each way, right, to drop off people, et cetera, et cetera. So the fact that it only holds 30 people at a time is absolutely atrocious. I heard horror stories from people that say that they were waiting a couple hours to get onto a bus because as they were waiting for a bus, the bus filled up, so they had to wait for the next bus. That's pretty bad. Think about it. Like, you're going from here on this side all the way over here, about 9.3 miles away, roughly. This is Google estimate. Okay, I just Google directions this. And if they took the long way, which is this gray road here, it's like 11.6 miles, but it still took 21 minutes, which is weird. I don't understand. Maybe they just assume there's way less traffic this way. But either way, you're looking at about 10 miles, right? And about half an hour, let's say, give or take traffic. In like a small bus like this. Now I think they kind of saw the error of their ways or something with this, because on Saturday, the next day of the con, they hired another bus which was this. Now, this is an improvement. This is a much bigger bus that was taking people back and forth from the convention center to the con. This is good news. They're improving. They got a bigger bus, right? Now, I don't know how true this is, but I Googled a bus of this size. Like, I Googled it to see how many people this can hold. Now, it says a 50 passenger limit. So if they still hold the same rule where people can't stand, again, I didn't take the buses because I didn't want to have to deal with this issue. But if they still hold true to their rule of only 50 people, like, that's still not a lot. Like, that's better than 30, but that's still like 50 people going back and forth every hour. Like, that's not a lot of people when you have 1,000 people. And that's being very, very like generous. Because this con hasn't been 1,000 people for a long time. Like, it's been a couple thousand people. So the fact that you can only take 50 people back and forth every hour, let's say a total of 100, because 50 from the hotel going one way and 50 people from the con center going the other way, that's still like 100 people every hour for a couple thousand in attendance. It was pretty bad. It was not cool for the people that wanted to see both. So it made people have to choose. Do I want to spend all day at the hotel and just do panels all day and the video game room and karaoke and VR and tabletop and board games and card games and what else was there? I did say panels already, didn't I? I said the video game room, and I think that was about it. That was pretty much everything that was there. So for most people that go to conventions, the majority of the people, I would say, like to go to Artist Alley and Dealer's Room, which is at the main exposition center, which is over here. But like, there are a lot of people that do enjoy going to AMVs and panels and the video game room and tabletop, but that they have to go all the way over here, which is roughly about 10 miles away, depending on which way they took. So it's pretty bad. But I don't know. Maybe that's just how it's going to be for this year. But a lot of people were not happy about that. But despite the fact that that happened, despite the fact that there were two separate places, there were a lot of people that still had a lot of fun. And those are the people that probably stayed at the Expo Center all day. And then they probably stayed at the Expo Center all day and then probably went to the hotel a different day. That's probably what it is. But if you were trying to go back and forth between buildings the same day, it was a bit of a nightmare from what I heard. Again, I didn't ride these buses and actually experience myself. I just talked to individuals that came to my panel and I asked them what their experience with the bus was. And I talked to some people that were waiting in line for the bus. Well, you know, that's that. But yeah, it was pretty interesting how all that came to be. Now, after that, right? After talking about like the different trials and tribulations of what happened during this con, that aside, I did do 3 live streams, 3 separate live streams at Anime Next. PMB Sakura says, yeah, that is a touring bus, not really for commuting. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Supposedly, I Googled it, it only really holds 50 people if they're all seated. So who knows? I don't know. Anyways, I did 3 live streams, right? The very first live stream I did was on the first day of the con. And that was basically to take you guys around to see the hotel. Now, like I said before, the hotel housed the panels, housed VR gaming, the video gaming room, the, what's it called? The karaoke room, the workshop room, the AMV room, the tabletop room, and the card gaming room. It was all that stuff was there, right? So it was a very, very small tour. The hotel itself was very small, which I find funny because some people were saying that it was a big hotel after watching the live stream on the VODs. They're like, oh, it was a pretty big hotel. And I was like, I mean, I guess depending where you come from, but like from here in Jersey, it's a relatively regular sized hotel. Like I want to say it's like a regular sized hotel. I wouldn't say it's a big, but it's a regular sized hotel that you could find pretty much everywhere. But normally when you go to like conventions or cons, it's usually held, when they hold it, the whole thing in a hotel, it's usually held in a really big hotel, like the Gaylord, or in Washington D.C., or what's the name of that other hotel? There was another one that I went to. Um, Damn, can't remember what the name of that hotel is. Anyways, there's a hotel in New York City, and then it's like 3 floors big. But anyways, they usually have in like bigger hotels, like Sheratons or Hyatts, where like they have like 3 grand ballrooms or something like that. Um, I digress. But it was a fairly decent sized hotel. But like, there's not really much you can do when you're live streaming there when it's that kind of size. Like, there's not much really to see. I took you guys around to the video gaming room, which was kind of interesting. Showed you the panel rooms and stuff like that. But it really only took up maybe 20 minutes at most. At most 20 minutes of the first live stream. So then I went outside to end the live stream, and then I was like, you know what? I'm already outside, and I'm gonna take you guys for a trip. It wasn't planned or anything. I just totally pulled it out of my ass, and like, it turns out that the hotel is right next to the university I went to. Like, I'm a Rutgers student. I went to the University of Rutgers, or Rutgers University rather, and the hotel is in that campus. Like, it's like right in the campus. So I was like, you know what? Do you? I was like, let's go and let's check out the campus. I haven't been there in like years, so I might as well. So it was actually a pretty long stream, because it took like about an hour and a half. I want to say was the stream, almost 2 hours live stream, because I literally walked around like 50% of the campus. Like, not even 50%. That's being generous. Maybe like 30% of the campus, just showing you guys where I went to school, what buildings I had classrooms in, like different places I went to eat and stuff like that. But it was very impromptu. It wasn't really planned. That was very weird. By the way, I didn't mention Courage and Grace, my little helper for today's episode, because she's been locked in the book bag for quite some time, and I never actually took her out, which I feel really bad. So I took her out today, and she can spread her wings, so to speak. Anyways, but that first live stream was interesting. We had a couple people show up for the live stream, had a lot of fun, just discussing and talking about stuff. Then the next day, Saturday is the big day for pretty much every convention. Saturday is usually the biggest day. So on Saturday, I did 2 live streams. The first live stream I did was actually of my panel, Intro to Anime Dolls. I don't usually live stream my panels, because if I live stream my panels, then the problem with that is that I can't really ever do that panel again, because anybody that wants to see something like that has already seen it on the internet. So it's pretty much just going to rehash exactly what you saw. So I usually keep panels exclusively for when I go to cons, but I live streamed this particular panel because I'm retiring it. I'm not using it anymore. I'm coming up with other panel ideas to use, so it doesn't matter if I show you guys. And now when I live streamed this panel, there was no way for me to see what chat was saying, because I was live streaming it from my phone on a tripod. Excuse me. And the tripod was like far away from where I was standing. So there's no way I could read chat. But I hope everybody had a good time watching it. And I hope they enjoyed it. Like, I've never live streamed a panel, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it interesting, found it informative, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there was that. And then after that, then I went to go out to eat. It started to rain like crazy. I got rained on, and then after that, we went to the convention center. I say we because I brought my daughter along with me, as she likes going to these cons. She's of the age where she can enjoy them now, so I brought her with me. And we went to the convention center in the afternoon, and that's when I did my 3rd live stream, and I live streamed the actual entirety of the convention center. And that was a lot of fun. I had the idea of doing this live stream from when I did at Geekdom Con, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. So I did another live stream of the Anime Next place. Now, they had some rules where, like, it says you couldn't take pictures in the artist alley, which I understand the reasons why. So but I wasn't taking pictures. I was live streaming. So I'm kind of skirting that fine line. I do understand that. So I said to chat before I started going, I said, look, we're going to try and do the artist alley. And if they tell us we just can't, then we can't. And we're just going to immediately leave. So that's fine. So we went through the artist alley. We had a lot of fun there. Nobody told us to get out, which was pretty cool. And we saw some really good stuff. So a lot of people enjoyed seeing like the different kind of like art that people do, which is it's just amazing. If you've never been to an anime convention before, I highly recommend that you do because you see some really, really cool stuff. You guys want to see some merch? I want to show you guys some stuff. Okay, hold on. We're going to put her aside. So I have it literally right behind me. I just got to go reach for it as it's on the floor. Okay, so first up, I got this thing, right? This is a custom anime poster called Formula Once. So some of you might not know what that means because technically I don't know what that means. It's a play on words. So this artist, basically what they did was create an anime version of the Mercedes Formula One racing team. Now, don't ask me who's who because I asked the artist. I was like, is this Lewis Hamilton over here? Where is it? Over here? Is this like, is this Sergio Perez? And like, who's this? Like, I don't know who this is. But apparently he just created some anime girls to stand next to the actual F1 car from Mercedes this year. So that was just cool. Maybe I'll just give the characters names for no reason. But I don't normally buy posters, but this was just really cool. Being a Formula One fan. I should say a recently acquired Formula One fan. I didn't like it before, but if you guys have Netflix, you should watch that Drive to Win. That really got me hooked in Formula One now. So I saw this. I mean, it's not every day you see somebody do an custom anime drawing of Formula One, so I had to buy it. So I picked that up. That's one of the different things I picked up at that con. But I also got some other posters. Again, I don't normally buy posters anymore. Because as you can see, I already have Asuna up. I don't really need posters per se. But I saw a couple things that I really wanted. So this is one of them that I got when I was there. It's Chizuru from Rent a Girlfriend. And the reason why I got this poster was because it kind of looks like a magazine cover, which I thought was really cool. So looked really nice. I wanted to pick that up. And then I also got, of course, I'm a huge fan of the Lightning Flash, so Asuna, so I did pick up an Asuna poster. And there's a third one in here, which is kind of wedged in between these two. I don't know, I kind of went all out. I don't know why I went all out. There was really no reason for me to, but... Oh no, now I remember. It was like buy two, get one free, so I got a third one. The other one was Marin. So I got Marin from My Dress Up Darling, which I thought was really awesome. It's called, I don't know why it says Softy at the bottom, but again, they made these posters look like magazine covers, which I thought was really cool. So I ended up just picking them up anyways, because I just really enjoyed them. And then I got a small little figurine. It didn't cost a lot. It was like $30. Some of you might be like, $30, that's a lot of money. I didn't think it was that much, but it just really caught my eye. It's an older anime. It's Bleach. Has anyone seen Bleach in chat? I used to really like Bleach. I actually still like Bleach. Like, I like the first arc. The very first arc of the Soul Society arc. All the arcs that came afterwards, like the Bound and like the Quincy's and all that other kind of stuff, I tried watching and I just really can't get into it. They just seem like a bunch of filler episodes to me and I just really didn't like it. But I saw a character that I thought looked really, really cool, which is Rengoku, and I ended up getting this little figure of her. It's called like Relax Time, and I know it's a little risque, but I thought it was tasteful risque, so I kind of have her sitting on my desk. You know what it is because she reminds me of like a 1950s pinup model, like in this kind of like setting. So I don't know. I just kind of picked it up. I thought it was cool. But yeah, there was a couple things that happened during there. Oh, Gabrielle Camo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. You saw Bleach? Yeah, I mean, Bleach is good. It's a little bit of an older show. Some people might say recent only because it recently finished. Like, I think within the year, right? This past year, they like released the last part of it or the ending of it or whatever have you. But yeah, I ended up picking up that figure, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed my time there. The convention center was big. The actual convention center was big. So if you haven't seen my live stream of the Anime Next Convention Center, you should definitely check it out. It is on my channel. You can watch the whole live stream there. Yoshi Plays, welcome to the stream, Yoshi. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Let me get a drink of my tea here real quick. Oh boy, thank you for coming, Yoshi Streams. You watched 2 seasons. If you watch the first 2 seasons, Gabrielle, then you're pretty much in the same boat as me, because that's like the Soul Society arc, and I think that's like the best arc. After that, though, it kind of gets a little weird. But yeah, Yoshi Plays, welcome to the stream. What's it called? So, okay, going back to like dolls and stuff, because I talked a lot about the convention. To be fair, I did label this stream as a recap of Anime Next. But we did have a doll meetup at Anime Next this year. So we definitely had, let's bring Courage out because she just wants some more attention. So we definitely had a doll meetup at Anime Next on Saturday, and it took place at 2 p.m. So that was what's it called? Interesting. Because several reasons why it was interesting. One, I had to find a place that, because I didn't know how many people would turn up for the doll meet. And from my prior experience of trying to impromptu get one together at Anime NYC, finding real estate, like finding a place to meet up, is quite difficult at a convention because everybody likes to gather around the empty spaces, and especially places with chairs and stuff. So finding a good hangout spot was kind of hard. But I did find something cool. There was this. So there's this little area. Now, the interesting part is, so in the hotel, because the doll meetup happened in the hotel, there is several floors, obviously, because it's a hotel. There's several floors. But the main floor, the lobby, the ground floor, the stairway to go up to the second floor, there's actually a mezzanine. So in between the first floor and the second floor, attached to the stairwell, is this little mezzanine here. And I say little, but it's actually quite large. You could fit several people up there. But there was this mezzanine that you could see in this picture here. And it's a really cool looking like place to hang out and to just chill, really. So what we did is I took all 3 of these like square boxes and put them together to make a table. I took 2 of them, and then the other one somebody was using, so I wanted to steal it, but I couldn't. So we took 2 of them and we put them together and make a little table. But since I was the first one there, because I wanted to set up and make sure we had a space to meet, I put all my dolls up on this ledge here, this silver ledge, which was quite scary because if they were to fall, they would fall a long way down, because the distance between the lobby floor and the second floor, especially having this mezzanine in between, was quite high. Like, I'm terrified of heights, if you guys didn't know. And looking over that little balcony area was quite high, and it made me nervous. But the reason why I put my dolls up on this silver ledge was because there's no way you would have known there's a doll meet, because you can't see us from the ground floor. You can only see us from the second floor, but most of the convention was on the ground floor. There wasn't much of it on the second floor for people to see us. So I put it right there. And this ledge here where I had the dolls on, like this silver ledge right here, is facing the entrance to the hotel. Now, this was great for several reasons, because I put Courage up there and I put Y'shtola up there, and they were the first things you saw. Like when you walked into the hotel, that ledge right here is like literally one of the first things you see right above the concierge. So a lot of people that were coming into the hotel saw the dolls up there, and even though they weren't there for the doll meet, they stopped. They walked up the stairs, came up to this area, stopped to talk about and ask about the dolls, which was amazing because that's exactly what I wanted to happen. That's what I want. I wanted to get more attention. I wanted, not because I'm an attention seeker, but because that's my goal for doing this thing, is to spread news about this hobby and get other people involved and show them what is so interesting about this. So many people were gravitating towards Y'shtola. Like Y'shtola from Final Fantasy XIV, if you guys know from all my videos, she garnered so much attention at Thy Geekdom Con, And the same could be said here. I had so many Final Fantasy players literally go up to this mezzanine just to talk about her and take pictures with her. So that was really, really cool. A couple other people showed up specifically for the doll meet. Like, if you guys know Takoyaki Snapped from Instagram, you know, they were there. If you know, I was gonna say if you know, I shouldn't say that because that's mislabeling. There was another individual, a wonderful young lady that came to the doll meet, and I didn't actually get permission to say her name, so I'll just say the young lady that came to the doll meet and brought her dolls with her. Had a really great time talking to her. Apparently, she's a member of, you know, the Den of Angels forums, and she didn't even know that the doll meetup was happening. She went to the Intro to Anime Dolls panel, and from there, because I mentioned that we're having a doll meetup, she was like, "Oh my god, I want to go!" So she ended up showing up. So it was basically the three of us hanging out for this doll meetup. The three of us that literally came out to the doll meetup purely for the doll meetup, but we had quite a numerous amount of people come up to this mezzanine and talk to us about our dolls and ask us about our dolls, which was so cool. And this is a picture of the dolls that were all in attendance. And now the interesting, before I keep on the dolls, the interesting to note, we were all the way over here by these chairs. This empty area in the beginning, a lot of cosplayers were also up here taking photos because apparently this is great lighting and it's a good place to take photos. I didn't know that. I just thought it was a cool place to meet up. So we were all the way at the end over here by these chairs. And this is what at the end of the day, is what it ended up looking like. I took all my dolls down from the silver ledge because it was giving me a heart attack. So I took them down. But yeah, you have my three dolls here. And this Fortitude, I think it's Fortitude, and onwards here, these two smart dolls are from Takoyaki Snapped. And these two Vocaloid lovelies are from the individual that came out from Den of Angels for the doll meetup. So there was just the three of us there, but we had quite a number of dolls to display and to show off to everybody. But Yestola was hanging out on this ledge over here, and because she was there, we had so many people come up to us asking questions about the dolls and trying, you know, I don't know about trying to get into the doll hobby, but trying to find out more information about them because they've never actually seen them before. And I guess because Stola was commanding a lot of the attention, a lot of the people that did stop by were Final Fantasy players, which was great because I got to talk about dolls and expose them to dolls, but also I got to talk about Final Fantasy 14, which is another one of my loves. So it actually turned out to be really, really good. I had a lot of fun time. Thanks to Takoyaki Snap for showing up and bringing your dolls out. We had a great grand old time, and thank you to the individual that came out from Den of Angels. It was really nice meeting you, and I had a lovely time talking to you about dolls. So yeah, that was the doll meetup at Anext 2023. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to be able to do it again next year. But yeah, these were the dolls in 10. So I always go, you guys know me, I always come around with my Chitose, and Courage made an appearance, and Ishtola was actually on the ledge. I only brought her down for this photo because, as you can see, it looks a little awkward because she's blocking like Courage in the back. That wasn't intended. I just brought her down for the photo, and then that was like at the end of the day when I took this picture, so I was gonna pack her away afterwards. But Gabrielle, yeah, I was so happy none of them fell down. I was like, when they were on the ledge, I always had my hand like around them like this, like on their legs, to make sure that like if something were to happen, I could grab them really fast. But it is what it is. I needed some way to let people know that the doll meet was happening there. So, but I was getting very, very nervous being so high up. Because again, I don't like heights, and I was really scared that the dolls were gonna fall down. And at that height, if one of those dolls fell, they're a goner. It's not like they'd fall and they'd get a dent or a scratch or something. Like, it's so high that I feel like if they were to fall down, they would have imploded. So it was quite terrifying. But we had a good meetup. I really enjoyed it. And this outfit here that Takoyaki put on his Onward, this outfit is amazing. It is so detailed. It is so nice. I really enjoyed seeing this outfit. It was really, really cool. But yeah, that was our that was our doll meetup at Anime Next. I'm hoping that I could do this more every single year, and I'm hoping more people would come out and hang out, talk more doll stuff. Because it was quite enjoyable, and meeting new people that was interested in the hobby because they saw them was a lot of fun too. Definitely a lot of fun. But I think that's everything, really. Pretty much went through everything. I mean, the only other crisis that we had was so my daughter was cosplaying at Anime Next, and while I was live streaming, if you guys watch the live stream, you'll see it there. While I was live streaming, my daughter fell into a panic and started calling me because she was walking around on her own. They started calling me. Now the problem with that is I'm live streaming from my phone. So when she called, all the audio cut out. So everybody on the live stream was like, "We can't hear you. We can't hear you." It's because she was calling my phone, and I didn't want to answer the phone because I wasn't sure if I answered the call if it would shut the stream down and cancel the stream. Now I would have restarted it, but I just wasn't sure. I figured, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It ended up being kind of a big deal because as she was calling me, she walked right by me, so we actually like ran into each other, and her cosplay sword from her outfit got lost. She was walking around the con. Apparently, it fell down somewhere, and she lost it. So we spent a numerous amount of minutes trying to look for this sword and asking different vendors and different con staff. We went to Lost and Found, trying to see if anyone has turned in this sword. So long story short, we couldn't find the sword. We looked for it all day Saturday. Well, not all day, but like for the most of the part of the day Saturday. And pretty much like most of the day Sunday, we walked around the convention center still looking for the sword, hoping that if we talked to every vendor, because she only was in the dealer's room when this happened. So we talked to every vendor that was there, asked them if they saw a sword. They all said no, they didn't see a sword. We went to Lost and Found. My good friend that you guys are familiar with, Batman Jackson, she was one of the staffers there, and we asked her if she could find it, just in case. So she was on the hunt for it too. Long story short, we could not find the sword. It was gone. You know what that means, right, folks? Like, I mean, you kind of knew this was going to happen, but at the same time, you lose a cosplay sword, it falls on the ground. You would hope that a good Samaritan would pick it up and drop it off at Lost and Found, so that we could find it and, retrieve the cosplay sword. That's like the most wholesome, good thing a person can do, is find something that's lost and give it to Lost and Found. That didn't happen because we checked Lost and Found both days, in the morning, first thing, and at the end of the day before the con closed. We went to Lost and Found asking about this sword. All the times they said no. And we asked every vendor booth. We went to every vendor booth, say, "Have you seen a cosplay sword like on the ground? Did somebody pick it up or anything?" All the vendors said no. The vendors pretty much knew who we were by the end of the con because we were constantly asking any updates if they've seen this sword. And a lot of the vendors were so nice. They were just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. You lost your sword. I hope you can find it, blah, blah, blah." They were very nice. But this means that somebody saw this sword when it fell or wherever it was. Somebody saw this sword and picked it up and said, "Nice sword," and took it home. And they just kept it. I mean, finders keepers, right? I guess it's finders keepers. I can't really fault them for that because most people, I guess, if they find something, I suppose they would just take it and keep it on their own. But, we were kind of hoping like that somebody very nice found it. Somebody with a good moral compass found it and decided, you know what? I'm going to give this to Lost and Found. Because some young kid, maybe, will cry because they lost it and they can't find it, and it would be a great miracle that they would find it. We didn't. We didn't find it. I want to give a big shout out to Tempest Strife, who was watching the live stream at the time, and thank you, Tempest Strife, again, for donating money for the Buy My Daughter a New Cosplay Sword Fund. That came in handy because of the fact that we couldn't find the sword and it wasn't in Lost and Found, we ended up buying her, a new cosplay sword to, replace the one that was lost. So thank you, Tempest Strife, for being the most generous person that you are and donating money for the Lost Sword Fund. My daughter really appreciates it, and I really appreciate your generosity. So end of the story is we do have a new sword for her. So when we go to Otakon, I'm going to find a way to tie this sword to my daughter so that it can't get lost next time. We're going to find a way to tie it to her. Because before, it was on the belt. There's like an attachment to the belt. But I don't know. I guess the attachment broke off or something. But it was just gone. So anyways, that was one of the minor crises. Is it crises or crises that happened during Anime Next? But yeah, that was it. That's my story for the recap of Anime Next. Had a good time, had a great time. Thank you everybody again for showing up for the doll meetup. The doll meetup was a lot of fun, and we had some really cool dolls on display for everybody to take a look at. So that was great. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything for Anime Next. I hope that next year they resolve the issues, I guess, between the hotel and the expo center thing. Maybe they can get one closer. I don't know. The event was still a lot of fun. I've heard horror stories though. Apparently there's some really scary horror stories that happened at this con. I don't want to spread rumors, so I'm not going to say what the horror stories were, but I only heard them after the fact. Like my whole time at the con, everything seemed great. Everything seemed fine. I didn't notice anything. But apparently there were some individuals, and when I say individuals, I mean more than one, and not in a group, like just separate instances, where there were some really weird things that happened that required certain people to be removed from the convention center, let's just say. I'm not going to spread the rumors and say what they are. If you guys are interested, you could probably find it on social media somewhere in regards to this con, but there was some things that happened. I didn't see it, so I'm not going to, say what they were, but I've only heard it secondhand. But other than that, yep, that's Anime Next 2023 in a nutshell. My sumo panel did well, though. I really enjoyed doing the sumo panel. That was a lot of fun. Now, let's see. The next thing I want to talk about is the next con that I'm going to, which is going to be Otakon. Now, Otakon is a very, very large con. It's pretty much the largest anime convention on the eastern seaboard of the United States. I know that's a bold statement to make, but this is what I've witnessed, at least from the different cons I've gone to, and it's also what I've heard through many con goers in regards to this. It's a very popular con, and it's a very old con. It's been around for a while. I believe 1994 is when the con started, and they've only grown since. And they have a reputation within the anime con scene of being pretty much one of the best, the most curated, most organized cons. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect con, but it's probably one of the better and more organized con out of all of them that are out there on the eastern seaboard, at least. At least that's what I can say. Anime NYC is starting to get very big, but it's not as big as Otakon yet. Like we're talking, Anime NYC had like 3-4 panel rooms. I think 5 panel rooms this year. Otakon usually has about like 8 to 10 panel rooms. And that's a lot. And they have like really, really big dealer and artist alley rooms. So it's a huge con. A lot of people go to this one. Now, let me see. I don't know if I set up the internet. Hold on. I gotta set this up, guys. Give me a second here. Where is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got it. Why can't I get this to work now? Sorry for technical difficulties. It's coming. Don't worry. Why is this not working for me? Oh, here. I'm stupid. There we go. Okay, so this is Otakon's website. It's going to be July 28th to July 30th. So it's the last weekend of July. You can see 26 days, 16 hours, 14 minutes, 7 seconds. It's coming very, very soon. It's a very, very large con. It's a very awesome con. And here's the kicker. We are going to have a doll meetup again at this con. But even more important than that, we're going to have a doll booth of some sorts. So again, shout out to Batman Jackson, who is one of my good friends and who regularly attends the streams. I don't know if she's in today's stream because I know, especially during the summertime, she's very busy because she works many a con. So she might even be at a con right now. Who knows? But yeah, she's working this con and she's working the Artist Alley, and she was able to procure us a doll booth at the Artist Alley. Now, the doll booth, from what I'm told, my understanding of this doll booth is that it is either going to be at the entrance to the Artist Alley or at the exit of the Artist Alley. I don't know which one it is yet. She has not told me as of yet, which of the two it is. So I honestly don't know yet. But when I get more information, I will definitely let all of you know as soon as I find out. But we're either going to have it at the beginning of the entrance Artist Alley or at the end of Artist Alley. Now, here's the important thing, too, is that this doll booth will be there the entire con, and there will be dolls on display the entire con. So it doesn't matter what time or what day you go to Otakon, there will be dolls on display for you to see and take pictures. Now, are there going to be anybody there? I don't know. Now, that doesn't mean that it's an unattended booth and people just can just walk around stealing dolls. No, there will always be people at the booth monitoring the booth and watching the dolls to make sure they don't get stolen, okay? There will always be people working the booth. When I say that I don't know who's going to be there, is what I mean by that is myself, and other people. I don't know if there are any other YouTubers out there that are going to Otakon. I've reached out to a couple of them, and most of them aren't going. And then there are a couple maybes. So I honestly don't know how many are going. But if anything, myself and Batman Jackson will be there. I believe Takoyaki said that he will be in attendance as well. I don't know what days he'll be there, though. Now, I plan on being there all 3 days. I don't know Friday and Sunday. I don't know what time I'll be at the doll booth. It's more likely going to be times that work with my schedule of when I'm going around doing things. Saturday, the plan is for Saturday, I will be at the doll booth in the Artist Alley at 2 p.m., just like Anime Next. I'll be there at 2 p.m., maybe 3 p.m. It really depends on my schedule for Saturday, since I didn't receive my schedule yet. So I really don't know. But my goal is 2 to 3 p.m. I will definitely let you guys know in the Doll Symposium episode right before the con, because that's the Friday right before the con. I'll definitely let you know the details then. But as of right now, Intro to Anime Dolls panel was rejected, so I'm not doing that at Otakon. But my sumo panel and my doll shopping in Japan panel, which I applied for, I haven't heard back yet. And I talked to Otakon staff. Apparently there has been thousands of applications for panels this year. So they're still trying to narrow it down. So I still have 2 panels in the hunt. So who knows? Either the sumo panel or the doll shopping in Japan panel or both may be accepted to Otakon. I don't know as of yet, but hopefully 1 or 2 of them will be accepted and I'll have a panel. This is why I say my schedule is very tentative right now, because depending on if they get accepted, I don't know what days or times my panel will be. So for sake of example, if one of my panels is on Saturday at 2 p.m., obviously I can't do the doll meet at that time. But I definitely want to do the doll meet on Saturday, is because that's when most people will be there. And when I say most, I really mean individuals that want to attend, because Friday and Sunday are the least amount of people that come to the con or even want to go, because Friday most people are at work. Sunday most people want to relax because they have to go to work on the next day. So Saturday is usually the best for any convention. Doesn't matter what convention it is. Saturday is usually the best for most people's schedules to attend. So I usually want to host these doll meetups on Saturday because it gives everybody that wants to go to the doll meetup a chance to go. So I'm hoping Saturday at 2 p.m. will be a good time for the doll meet to happen. If not, then maybe 3 p.m. Who knows? But I don't know exactly my days or my times for my panels, so all of this is subject to change. Now, I'm getting kind of tired of holding her. As light as smart dolls are, after a while, they do get kind of heavy. Hold on, I need something to drink. Okay. So another reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's just advertisement. I'm not being paid or sponsored by Otakon. It's just advertisement to you, my doll family, that there is stuff going down. We're going to have a doll booth. Please come out. Please hang out. I would love to meet some of you. Love to talk doll stuff. Love to take pictures of your dolls, or if you want to take pictures of mine, great. But I think it would be really good for you guys to come out. We should all just have like a really good, fun time. And plus the fact that we have this doll booth generously founded by Batman Jackson. So that's also amazing. You don't see that at many convention centers to have an actual doll booth. It's very few and far between that happens. In an anime con, obviously if it's a doll convention, then dolls everywhere. But mostly at anime cons, we don't usually have doll booths. So this is a great opportunity, just like Daigeekdom Con, to kind of spread the word or spread the the knowledge out there of this beautiful hobby. Now, I kind of want to go over a little bit, like Otakon, man, like this place is huge, and I want to kind of talk about, so you guys get like an idea of how big this place is. Like, just check out, like, look at this: AMV contest, Annie Beat Idol stage, cosplay, dancing, gaming hall, K-pop, Lolita Garden and fashion show. You got the panels here: Maid Cafe. There's a formal ball, manga library, Oda Cafe, things like that. But look at this guest list. There's a couple people I want to meet at this con. Like, I like, this is pretty crazy. So looking at this guest list here, Just Be K-pop group. I don't know who they are, but I'm sure a lot of you K-pop fans probably know. Katie Fox, illustrator. Kyoko Aiba, illustrator and mangaka. Hidetaka Tenjin, official Macross visual artist. This is big news for me, considering the fact that I am a Macross fan. You got some TikTok people here: King Chris, Seto Snooplong. I don't know who these people are. Other TikToks: Karina Kuna, Jose Estrada. Shoto Nakama is a producer and composer, apparently. Yaiba, the J-Rock Band. We got Yasuharu Takanashi, who's a composer and arranger. Substantial, another musician. More musicians: Koki, a designer, Senanan. Here are some voice actors: Lexi Nieto. I don't know who she is. Let's see. English voice of Tomo Aizawa from Tomo-chan is a Girl. Okay, didn't watch that show, but I know of the show. Rico Fajardo, another voice actor that's here. Ali Barter, another voice, no, not a voice actor, interviewer, writer, editor-in-chief. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Shinji Aramaki, man. For those of you that don't know, this is the man, the myth, the legend. Shinji Aramaki is going to be there. That's pretty cool. Let's see, Mario Castaneda is going to be there. Junko Iwao, voice actor. Does it say what she voices for? I'm sure it's something popular. Let's see. Let's click on her. Most acclaimed works includes Tomoyo Daidoji, Cardcaptor Sakura. Oh, so she's Cardcaptor Sakura. Let's see. Anything else that I know? Madoka Kazuko Saotome from Madoka. Oh no, Sayuri Yumoto from Madoka. Let's see. I don't know any of these other works, but apparently it's a lot of people. Ryu Kamamura, Colin Ryan, Michael Tatum, Brandon McInnes. Here's the one I'm looking forward to: Shibuya Kaho, or Kaho Shibuya, whichever way it goes. I want to meet her. I'm a huge fan of Trash Taste, and she is good friends with them. She's also a streamer that does her own stuff. Really funny lady. I can't wait to meet her. This will be really awesome. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's going to have a panel or if she's just going to have a booth or whatever. But this is her second time apparently at Otakon. I didn't even know she was there before. I had no idea. She'll once again be at her very own booth in the dealer's hall, so please stop by to check out some exclusive merch and get an autograph and photo. I'm doing that. I'm doing that, chat. I'm going to meet Shibuya Kaho. Hopefully I can get a picture with her, and hopefully I can get a picture of her with one of the smart dolls that I end up bringing. Mostly likely it'll be Chitose, so this will be great. I really want to meet Shibuya Kaho. She's just awesome. Go check her stuff out. She's really cool. Let's see. So that's very exciting, at least for me. Amelie is going to be there. Bethan Walker. Final Fantasy XIV. She voices Alize. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if I'll go see her, though, because I'm not really a fan of Alize. But, you know, whatever. Juan Felipe, Romeo Benal, Justin Cook. These are all, like, voice actors. More voice actors. Shoji Kawamori is a director that's going to be there. Natalie Van Sistine. Let's see. Megan Shipman. Haruna Izakawa. Yoshiro Watanabe. Waki Kiyotaka is going to be there. Eri Kojima. Shingo Kiyoyama. Yuji Yanase. Runa Katagiri. Kia Asamiya. Masahiko Otsuka. Look at all these guests, man. Kim Jong-ik. Jong-ik? I don't know how to pronounce that, man. Shunpei Gunyasu, animator. Takayasu Saito, another animator. Oh, from Quadruple S Gridman. Takaharu Ozaki. Kim Hanjae, Professor and Mahwaga. I don't know what that means. Shinya Suroka, producer. Choi In-sun, Keiichiro Ochi, Park Nguyen, Kazuya Shiosuke, Terada Takanobu, and Junichiro Tanaka. So quite a list. I don't know if they're going to add more individuals to the list, but that's a lot of people. It says stay tuned so far. There's more announcements to come. So who knows? That's going to be pretty crazy. I wish they had like a floor plan so you guys can kind of see convention policies, FAQs. No, they don't really have that. But yeah, that's gonna be Otakon. Walter E. Convention Center. What happens if I do that? Oh, that's what it looks like. This is that big convention center that it's gonna be in. And don't let it fool you. This is a picture of the corner. So this is the entrance, right? Like right over here to the right. Over here is the right hand side. Can I blow up this picture? I wonder if I can make this bigger. No, I can't. I can't make this bigger. Oh, there we go. Somewhat bigger. So over here is the entrance. It's literally right off screen, right over here. And then like this is cool. So these areas are the different floors. So you got like the ground floor, then 2, 3, and 4 right here. These open areas are great for a doll meetup right here. And then there's other areas here, and then the same thing on the other side of the convention center. So there's a lot of places we can meet up that doesn't have to be in the artist alley, that have amazing light and amazing places, because all these corners here have couches and tables to sit in. Very awesome. But this is just the entrance. And then like this is the lobby entrance area. And then this is one half of the convention center, right? So there's like panel rooms and stuff here. And you could see in the distance, there is another building. This is all really one building. I say another building, but this is all one building. They're all attached to each other. So you have this, you have this, you have this here. And then you have another floor. Excuse me. You have another floor, which is the basement floor underneath this convention center. There's a basement floor that is 2 floors. So B1 and B2 basement underneath this convention center. And all of those areas is part of the con. The 2 basement floors, the 4 floors up here, and from here all the way down, you can't even see how long this building is, all the way down over here. It takes up 3 city blocks, this convention center. Like lengthways, it's 3 city blocks down and like, you know, about like 2 city blocks like wide. It's huge. So when I say that this is a really big con, like it's no exaggeration. It's pretty damn big. Um, Let me see if we can go back to here. Close this out. No, I don't want to do this. But yeah, it's really big con. Gabrielle Carmo says my favorite Seiyu is Ai Nonaka. I don't know who that is. Who's Ai Nonaka? What do they voice? Because actually, you know what's funny is I love anime, but I don't really know the Seiyu. Like I don't know most of the Seiyu's name. The only Seiyu that I really know their name is um Mimuri Suzuko. Is it Suzuko? I think it's Suzuko. Mimuri Suzuko. And I only know her because she was a guest on Danny Chu's show Culture Japan way back in the day. And she voiced I think it was like Umi from Idolmaster Cinderella Idolmaster? Yeah, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. Um and I only know her because she was on an episode of Culture Japan with Danny Chu, talking about anime stores and things like that. It was a very good episode if you haven't seen it, and she's a really lovely person. But seeing Mimuri in that episode, she's the only one I really know, and I ended up following her on Twitter because of that. And she did some really cool stuff. So like I think it was a couple years ago. It was really really awesome. I wish I could see it because it only happened in Japan, but they had a Broadway play in Japan of West Side Story. If you're not familiar, West Side Story is a play about the Sharks and the Jets. It's two different. It's like I don't even know what it is. It's like the Italians, I guess, but it's like basically white people, and then the Jets is like Hispanic individuals. Like I believe their ethnic origin was Puerto Ricans, and like it's like a gang war turf between the two of them, and it's like a Romeo and Juliet story where like one individual from one gang falls in love with an individual from the opposite gang, and they fall in love, they want to be together, and that creates all these problems, and then there's like a gang fight and all this kind of stuff, right? It's a really good Broadway show. It's my favorite Broadway show of all time, and Mimuri Shizuko plays one of my favorite characters that's in this Broadway show, and she played it in Japan. And I was like, oh my god, I wish I was in Japan and I could buy tickets and watch this version of West Side Story, because she played the older sister of the antagonist, or not the older sister, but the sister of the antagonist of the Broadway play. And really interesting, really funny character. I really like her a lot, and that was really cool. But anyways, long story short, that's Mimuri Suzuko. Gabrielle says, I'm trying to remember the name of the anime. Okay, yeah, so I really don't know. If you can find out, let me know, Gabrielle. But yeah, that's the only really Seiyu that I know. And for like English dub anime, for the most part, like I remember voices, like I hear them. Like the guy that did Spike from Cowboy Bebop is in pretty much almost every anime I've ever watched in the late 90s and early 2000s. That guy was so busy. He got a lot of work. I recognize his voice for the most part, but other voices, it's a little harder for me to recognize if it's so-and-so or not. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So that's Otakon in a nutshell. Again, I will be there. I will give you more information as we get closer to Otakon on A, whether or not I got panels, what days and times they will be, and B, the doll meetup, when I'm going to be there. Now, I wanted to do a giveaway for people that come to the doll meetup in Anime Next, but nobody really kind of showed up. So other than, Takoyaki and the lovely lady from Den of Angels, and I couldn't really have like, because it was supposed to be a competition thing, so I couldn't really have like a competition giveaway because it was only between the three of us. But I'm hoping we'll have more individuals. It worked out really well at Anime NYC because when Danny Chu was there, so many doll people came out to meet him. So there was just so many people that I can hold a giveaway and give out free stuff to people. But I'm hoping we get more people at Otakon. I would like to do a giveaway at Otakon. That would be really awesome if I can do one. So yeah, definitely come out to Otakon. It's in Washington, D.C. at the the Walter E. Washington Convention Center in Washington, D.C. Yeah, so come out to Otakon. hopefully I will see you guys there. Now, that's pretty much everything I have for today's episode of Beyond the Doll. I do apologize. Usually it goes about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half, but I don't really have much this week because, like I said at the very beginning of today's stream, work has been kicking my butt. For the past month, work has been really kicking my butt. I've been assigned to a new position at my job, and it literally is taking up all my time. I've been super tired every day. And this week was deadline week, so I had no time to do anything really because it was deadline week. Even today, I didn't finish work today until just a couple hours ago. Like I literally got off work maybe about, what time is it now? We started at 10, 2 hours, roughly 2.5 hours before. So 7:30, I ended work, and then I started streaming at 10. So I've been so crazy busy, and I really didn't want to cancel today's Beyond the Doll. If anything, I just want to stay consistent and at least talk to you guys about something. So this is kind of like impromptu topic for today's stream. I had a different topic that was set for today that will be pushed back to another day because I just didn't have enough time to prepare for it. Next episode, we're going to have a guest. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next episode, we're going to talk about a topic that's quite unique to this guest and their experiences. So that'll be quite fun to have. So hopefully you guys will join in next week for a special guest appearance special guest appearance for a guest. That's a little bit redundant, right? Like that doesn't sound right. But we will have a guest come on the next episode of Beyond the Doll to share something quite special. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So let me see here. We are going to, let me see, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Okay. So again, this is our picture from Anext. We had the whole Otakon thing that we talked about, and then we have Shizu-san's Anime Corner. I do want to leave it off on an Anime Corner because I have something to talk about, as I do every week, because you guys know me. You've been watching my streams for quite some time. I'm a huge anime fan. Anime is what got me into doll collecting, believe it or not, for those of you that are new that watch my channel. So this is my recommendation for Shizu-san's Anime Corner. This is going to be an interesting one. You guys know I like to watch isekais all the time. I'm a big isekai person. Today, I am bringing you a show that is not an isekai. So this is a rarity. I'm bringing you guys a show that I recently watched and I quite enjoy, and it's not an isekai. So, this is Chainsaw Man. This is a show I had absolutely zero intention to watch. I didn't really want to watch it at all. No interest. It seems like a really violent, gory show. I mean, it's not like I don't like violent, gory shows, but it just seemed a little too over the top. Like, yeah, in my opinion, the show just seems like way too over the top. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but a coworker of mine was like, "You should really watch Chainsaw Man. It's pretty good." And I did. And I fell asleep. I fell asleep in the first episode of Chainsaw Man. Now, mind you, I did watch it like after a live stream. So I was already quite tired to begin with. That kind of attributed to why I fell asleep. But then I tried watching it again in the morning while I was eating breakfast, which was a bad idea because it's a gory show. But I ended up watching in the morning and I couldn't stop watching it. So I finished it. It's a 12 episode series, which they're going to have another season. But the first season is only 12 episodes. And it's not for kids. That's definitely for sure. It's not for kids. I would say that this show is a must watch. It's a really good show for mature audiences. A lot of fun, a lot of comedy, surprisingly enough. There was a lot of comedy, a lot of action in this show. But I do have one gripe with this show that really put me off. So like if I were to say I like 75% of this show, I'd say the other 25% of this show I really did not like. Like I really did not like. And I don't want that to put you guys off because it's something personal to me. That it's me being very, very nitpicky. Like every other person I talked to about this same problem that I had with the show, nobody agrees. Pretty much zero people agree about this reason why I hate this show. Because it's very just very subjective position of what I don't like about it. And I don't want to say what it is because I feel like if you guys really want to watch the show and I say what it is, um it'll ruin it. It has huge spoilers if I say what it is. This is huge spoilers. But again, it's only me. I am the only one out of everyone I talk to that has this opinion about this show that I don't like. Everybody else love the show. So take it for a grain of salt. Take it for what you will. I will give you a hint. If you've never seen the show before, the only hint I will give you that is it's kind of a spoiler, but it's only one word, and those of you that watch the show will understand what I'm trying to convey. But if you've never watched it and you want to watch it, this won't really spoil anything for you until you get to, I guess, that particular episode. But the word is honami. So So those of you that watch this show, those of you in chat and live stream, if you know what I mean by that, don't spoil it for anybody. Please don't spoil it for the other people that are watching this stream live or on the VODs. Don't spoil it. But the one word is honami. I believe that's the word. I think that's what the word is. Let me Google it real quick just to make sure. No, it's not honami. It's himeno. Sorry, himeno. The word is himeno. I don't want to spoil anything else because saying that already is kind of a spoiler. And those of you, don't Google it. If you haven't watched the show, don't Google it. It'll spoil it for you. But for those of you that have seen Chainsaw Man, himeno, that ruined the show for me. That ruined the show for me. But we could talk about this at a later date or through private messages if you guys want to DM me the reason why that really off-put me from Chainsaw Man. And it's a really stupid reason, and it really only makes sense to me. So I don't want that to put you guys off from watching the show. It's a very good show. It's a very good show. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys this week. I'm sorry that there wasn't too much going on, and it wasn't today's episode wasn't a very doll heavy episode, but that's why it's called Beyond the Doll, because we will talk about dolls on this show and other things. We'll talk about dolls and beyond that. So dolls and beyond. So that's the end of today's show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for coming to watch. If you guys don't want to watch it, that's fine, because it was an impromptu show for today. So I don't blame you if you were a little disappointed in today's episode. So I do apologize for that. It's just been a really bad week for me. I just didn't have enough time to prepare, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging dry, so I wanted to give you guys something this week. So we talked about Anime Next 2023, and we talked about Otakon coming up and our plans for doll meetups and all that kind of stuff. So if anything, it was still doll related, but it was more heavily focused about going to anime conventions and things like that. Gabrielle Camo says, she voiced the red girl Puella Magica Madoka. Thanks for the stream. Oh yeah, the red girl, the red-haired girl with the ponytail, with the she has the what is it called? She has the Nogata? Is it a Nogata? No, Naginata. Naginata, which is the long pole arm with like the sword at the end. I think that's the girl, right? Yeah, she was a pretty cool character. That show is dark though. Puella Magica Madoka. Madoka is a pretty dark show. It looks like a cute magical girl show for kids, but it's not. Madoka is very dark. If you let kids watch it, they'll probably have nightmares. But it is a good show. It's just not what you would expect when you see like promotional pictures and covers of Madoka. But it is a good show. But your favorite Seiyu is the girl that voiced that? Is it Japanese? I'm assuming, because you use the word Seiyu. I'm assuming you mean the Japanese voice actress aside from the English voice actress. But yeah, I mean, going back to what you were saying before, Brielle, I don't really know voice actors like that. You know, not like I know actors like, you know, I don't know, like Scarlett Johansson or, you know, Keiko Kitagawa or, you know, like Brad Pitt or something like that. Like I know actors and stuff like that, but voice actors, I really don't know them. I don't. I feel weird saying that because I watch so much anime, but I really don't. Gabrielle says, "Yeah, I couldn't watch myself." Yeah, it's a really dark anime, Madoka. Very dark. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me today, and my lovely assistant, Courage, who gets so much attention on my channel. Since I got her, she's just so beautiful. See, the light is not really doing her justice in there because my key light is off to the side. It's actually not in front of me, and I did that so that you don't get reflection off my glasses, but it's a little bit dark. Yeah. But she's so cute. I always have her with me nowadays. I don't know if she's going to make the trip with me to Otakon because she already went to Anime Next and she went to Thy Geekdom Con, so that's a lot of attention for her. But I don't know. I'll let you guys know what my doll lineup will be the week before Otakon, so you guys know who's going to be going if you're going to be in attendance. Gabriel says it's because I fell in love with her voice in Manabi straight. I don't know what that means. Manabi. Isn't Manabi the name of the character? My Sana and Athena love to see your dolls. Well, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know if she's going to come with me to Otakon this year. It might be, it's definitely going to be Chitose. Chitose will be there at Otakon, but I don't know what other dolls will be there. If I have a doll panel, I will probably bring 3 dolls. I usually bring 3 dolls to a con. But if I don't have a doll panel, it will more than, and I'm just like a regular attendee, just going to hang out and have fun at the con, I will more than likely just bring 1 doll with me. And that will probably be Chitose, if that's the case. But if I do have a panel, I usually like to bring multiple dolls so that people can see different versions of dolls. But anyways, I digress. That's all I got today. So unless you guys have questions for me or want to ask, or if you want to ask any questions before I end today's stream, then that's about it for today's episode. A rather short episode, shorter than usual, but thank you everybody that came to the live stream and actually stayed. I thought maybe some of you would just start leaving because it's not very heavily doll focused topic today. But thank you everybody for coming to the live stream, and thank you for participating in the chat. I really appreciate it, and Courage really appreciates it as well. Chainsaw Man, watch Chainsaw Man, but if you're a kid, don't watch Chainsaw Man. The adults, make sure your kids don't watch Chainsaw Man. It's not kid friendly. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming, and that's it. So we'll see you guys in next week's episode of the Doll Symposium, and again, 2 weeks from now, we'll have the next episode Beyond the Doll, and we will have a very special guest to talk to us about a very special topic. So thanks everybody for coming. I really enjoyed this, and I'm super tired. I need to go to bed. I just don't have any energy today, guys. I'm so sorry. I have like 0 energy today, guys. So thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Thank you guys if you watch this on the VODs. You know, and always please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Obviously, give it a thumbs down. Honestly, if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with me. But if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because the more thumbs up this video gets, the more YouTube algorithm likes to promote it so that other people can watch these videos. Share it if you like to, and if you haven't subscribed already, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. But again, thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Sunshine on my shoulders. I'm alive and I'm breathing, living my best life. Love is on my mind and it's making me love.